So it seems like a pretty significant realization that the fact that I am not making these videos for anybody is is responsible for a completely new creative outlet for me. I mean, if I was if I was gonna sit down and try to say something, have something to say um, for the people in my life, like my family or friends, I mean, what could I have to say to all those people that I haven't already said? I probably at least have a plan for saying anything that I truly want to say to everybody that I know. I think it's fair to say that. Either I have a plan to say something or there's nothing on my mind that I want to say to the person. I'm not holding that stuff back. Um I don't need a medium, to make art about, like to post for anyone to see that is for someone. If I wanted to make a video for someone, I would send it to them. I would do that. But no, this is a really unique thing right now. What's happening? I'm not talking to anybody that I know. I know at least. Um, I mean, in my, as a conscious decision, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you listening to this don't know me, because maybe you do, and I don't know that I don't know if that's true or not, because I can't see you as I'm saying this. I can't even imagine who you're going to be, and that's crucial in terms of this novel motivational phenomenon that's happening here, where it's like I just feel entertained by what's happening right now. It's like just an activity to me. I don't care how I'm coming across. I don't care if what I'm saying is, going to cast me in a certain light, because I'm just being myself. Uh, you know, I pass my tests, and then whatever happens beyond that is, you watching this. It's not directly effective to me. And if something were to happen where, like, someone I do know watched a video like this, stumbles across it, and their algorithm decides, to send this direction, and they've made it till this point where, they're listening to me talk, then I have to think, like, okay, they've decided to watch this much. It's really, this is about them now. This is about what they're thinking about. It's not really my business whether they're watching this video or not. It's like, okay, they've got something in what I'm saying that at this point, if they're still interested, um, they're acting out of self-motivation, not out of, some kind of happenstance view at who I am. Anyway, um, I hope that makes sense. Like, on a social level, that's kind of what's happening for me right now, is that I don't feel that I'm talking to anyone. And there are little flashes of imagery of what the person on the other end of this camera could be like, and I'm just kind of imagining, like, an endless rotation of all possible people that could stumble onto YouTube and have, potentially a completely random chance of seeing this video. It's like, anybody that could play the lottery, except in this case, it's not a prize. It's just one shade of every other thing that exists. I mean, I hope you know that, watching this, that this is not a present that I prepared for you, these words. It's not about you. It's not... The fact that you're watching at this point is baffling to me, and I don't expect... Honestly, I don't expect that anyone is going to be watching this. So when I speak like that, it's really just like an artistic flourish. I would never assume that anyone other than me is going to watch this. I think that's one thing that I'm currently jazzed up on, it's why I started this video talking about this, is that I just saw that the most recent video I posted has 50 so views. Like, that is a really, I've never done this before, just post something for no one and then find out that people are have seen it, you know? And what does that mean? Like, once again, we can scroll through that carousel of possible things. What most often it'll mean, right, is that some person scrolls and sees this, thumbnail of me going, and then they think, okay, weird, what's that? How do you feel about your face? That's interesting. And then they click on it, and this guy starts rambling, and they're like, okay, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, I have no idea what they're saying. And so then what they'll think is, this isn't for me. It's not entertaining, really. It's just some random thoughts stringed together. I don't see how it impacts me. The face idea, interesting. Maybe those thoughts get flashed in like a blip of a second. This kind of, many neurons are being fired, but the main sentiment is bored. And then they carry on, but if it happens in a blip of a second first, while they're still kind of wondering, oh, is this going to turn into something interesting? So they put it off and they get a little bit of satisfaction at their determination, to find an interesting, weird video that they can send to their friend or something they could be proud of because, it had 0 views when I saw it, or it had only 4 views, and look at how crazy this person is. That's one form of satisfaction that you could have in finding such a video. But it has to pass muster, it has to be entertaining, funny, it has to hit a certain standard. Something that you'd want to send to your friend. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm not aspiring to make a video that passes anyone's muster right now. What I'm doing feels mostly like doodling or something. I feel how I feel right now is how I feel not about making a drawing per se, but about doodling. There's a piece of paper in front of me and a pen or a pencil. I didn't even decide to sit down to doodle because I'm having to take notes, or I'm in a class, and then my hand just drifts, and then I start, oh, interesting, you could put a lot of different stuff on this paper. There could be some birds over here. Isn't that fun? It's like not even a full mental process. You're filling out the document, but then I'll draw a little face there. That'd be kind of fun. Just like it gives you this little off ramp to pull off and take a look at the view and take a breath of air. I love to doodle, and that's what I feel that I'm doing right now. It's like, I'm on a computer. I'm looking at health insurance stuff, whatever. But then maybe I get one of those dopamine impulses to click on YouTube. My brain is like, oh, maybe we'll watch a video for 15 minutes while we eat or something. So I click on that button, trained like a dog to go here for a treat. But what do I see? I'm logged into this Gmail that I only have for this specific YouTube creator account, and I don't even have personalized video recommendations enabled on the account, so they don't come up. I press I go to youtube.com, trained that I'm going to be given a treat, but instead I get a gray screen that says personalized recommendations have not been enabled. So okay, I don't get my treat immediately, and then it gives me pause, and I think, oh yeah, where am I again? Right. Oh, I made a special account for this. What am I doing with that account? Oh, making things, like making videos, entertaining myself by making videos, and that suddenly is presented to me in this organic way, and I can just say yes to it. Oh, I'll make a video right now. That'd be fun. What does that mean? And that's the first question. And if I was posting this for people that I knew, it would mean that my like self-image is at stake, or it would mean that my social reception is at stake. And suddenly I would feel this weight to it. Oh, I need to fulfill a certain criteria in order to satisfy the threshold for acceptance, to pass muster. Uh, that's what I would have to do, and I don't want that weight on my shoulders every time I seek um, to touch creation. I mean, to attempt creation, just to play around with creating things is like such a beautiful and joyous part of life. And actually, I think I have lost touch with that mostly in relation to how much I have placed my life in a public eye, or in like even just the eye of my social web. Um, and that's great, being in the eye of a social web. It's a super healthy part of life, and an important one, which has to be prioritized. But it does deserve it deserves an off ramp. Um, just a place where you can go to collect your thoughts, to play. I mean, that's what playing is, right? You scatter your thoughts and then you collect them. You do that in a free space. You say something that you wouldn't normally say because you have the permission, because you're playing. So you just say a thing, you say that thing, you say that thing, you say that thing, you say that thing. You put on different roles. You don't even have to be yourself to say the things. And then you see how people react. You see how you react, how it feels to say these things, and then you see your reactions, and then you pull it back in. You condense your reactions, your assessment of what you were just processing, and you bring that in to a central idea, a takeaway, and then that informs future play. And it's really a conversation with yourself. That is, I think, like a part of our natural circulatory system, our natural respiration. It's the in and out of ideas that we become starved for in the absence of such a internal audienceless creative practice. Now, when I say audienceless and point at you ostensibly, you must be wondering, like, uh, if there is a you on the other side of this camera that isn't just future me, you must be wondering, like, why is this on YouTube if the focus is not having an audience? Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm wondering right now. So let's see if I can come up with an answer. I guess I like the idea that it's not for people now, but that people may discover it. Like, I don't want to be speaking to anyone right now, anyone that I know, anyone that wants a certain kind of video from me. In this sense, when I'm having this kind of thought process, or I don't like saying this many words in front of anybody that I know, generally. This is like more words than I typically say in any day that I've said right now. This is so many more sentences than I tend to ever speak. But I like the idea that I could say these sentences not to anyone consciously, and then have someone find it and react to it as an artifact, not as a conversation, in the sense that they want to go bat to bat with me and like weave together some system, some series of agreements and disagreements and perspective and counter perspective. I mean, I love that stuff, but in this case, these are such unformed thoughts, it's such sea foam, it's just getting washed in one direction and the other and combined, and it's I don't have an argument that I'm making here. I don't have a point. I don't have a goal. So um, I think I would be I think I would be embarrassed to offer this to anyone, but just the idea that this is kind of what I'm saying. I'm saying, here's some thoughts. Not saying it to you. I'm kind of standing in the corner of a park saying, "Here's some thoughts. If anyone wants to hear my thoughts." But not looking at you, I'm looking at the birds or something. In this case, I guess it really is the experience of me looking at you. Which, yeah, hey, here's looking at you, kid. But it's not you, It's a narrative device. It just happens to be a much more confrontational one than any that were available historically leading up to video. Like, in a book, if the author says you, yeah, okay, they're talking to me, but you don't really feel that. But in a video, someone looking at a camera, like you see a human's face looking at you. It's not even, you don't see them looking at a camera. Literally, what you're seeing right now is my eyes staring in your direction. Like, we did not evolve to not be sensitive to that kind of thing. Like, the experience that you're having right now is of having an interaction with me. Like, point blank. I know that consciously you can decide otherwise, but on the animal level, your body is having a conversation with my body. Period. And then you're making decisions about that, about it not being so and feeling otherwise or whatever, but our bodies are having a conversation right now, which is crazy that can happen across time and space, regardless of one entity's knowledge of the other. You could be a person that I never have any interaction with, any perception of ever in my life, and you could be having this experience of having a conversation with me on at least one plane. You'd be having that perception. There'd be a part of you having that perception. That's just absurd to me. My knee-jerk reaction is to say it's not healthy. Maybe it's not, but is anything healthy? Like, you have to have it at a dose. So if you can interact with it to the extent that it entertains you, the same way hot sauce or something, something that isn't healthy, like hot sauce, if you had too much of it every day, it would be unhealthy. It would be like disturbing your digestive system. That was diarrhea, by the way. You'd be crying if you had too much capsaicin, whatever that is for you. And it's the same way with this kind of interaction. You gotta be careful with it. because it's not a real human interaction. Now, look, I don't know who I'm talking to right now, so really, I was just saying you got to be careful with it. But just as a reminder, in case you are like an actual person who's sitting there, and someone was recommended this video and somehow decided to keep listening until this point. If all of that were true, uh, well, sorry, I'm not talking to you either, because I'm just using your existence to justify um, this kind of, yeah, you're like, I'm asking you to be a prop for my, for my narrative device, a prop to prop up my narrative device of speaking to a person who isn't me. You're the possibility of your existence is justifying my dissociation, the exact level of dissociation that is necessary to create a thing outside of myself. I hope that made sense. That's why I'm making this video.